This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last session, from last 2 to 3 sessions, we are discussing about what is a programming language, what are the various types of programming languages we have. To convert a program written in high level language to the mission understandable code, what is required, all these things we covered very clearly. Every day I am sharing the class notes also, and I have provided even material also. To convert the program written in high level language into mission understandable code, what is required? Text me everyone. Don't enable your mics, just text me the answer. To convert the programs written in high level language into mission understandable code, what is required? Some kind of translator is required. Now observe that all programming high level programming languages are all high level programming languages are classified into two types: compiled languages, second one interpreted languages. Compiled languages and interpreted languages. Sir, which one we can call it as a compiled language? You know, your C programming language, C++, C++, even your Java also. Whereas our Python is a interpreted language. All scripting languages also, they are interpreted. So what is mean by compiled language? You know, if any program written either by using C or C++ or Java with the help of a translator, which is nothing but a compiler, with the help of a compiler, the programs written in any one of these following languages will be converted into mission understandable code. Right? Now I have a question. Assume I have written a program. Sir, assume I have written one program in C language, one program in C language, but somewhere I did some grammatical mistake. Grammatical mistake I did. Means what? You know, grammatical mistake means while developing the C program, I didn't follow the rules and regulations of the C language. Now, is it possible to compile this program? Is the compilation will be done successfully? Anyone respond? Suppose if my program contains some kind of grammatical mistakes, if I didn't follow the rules framed by the C language, if I didn't follow, is my compilation will be done successfully? No chance at all. So in this case, what will happen? At a compilation stage, process will be stopped. At a compilation stage, process will be stopped. Now I have a small doubt. If my program contains errors, sir, I don't know, my program is almost 1000 lines of code it contains. Exactly at which line I did mistake, I don't know. Then is there any possibility to know at which line I did a mistake? If you ask such a kind of doubt, no doubt at all. Compiler is going to report about all the errors you did in your program. Compiler is going to report about all the errors. You know, those type of errors are called as syntax errors. So if your program is not following the rules and the regulations of the C language, wherever if you do not follow the syntax, compiler will generate one report at line number 2 semicolon is missing, at line number 10 some bracket is missing, at line number 17 you are not following something like compiler is going to generate a list of errors. Those errors are nothing but syntax errors. For example, I will show you. Suppose let me open any one program. So even though you don't know what is the logic, whether it is a C or C++ or Java, if you don't know, don't worry. It is purely a C program only. Remember, according to the rules and regulations of C language, every open curly bracket must have corresponding closing curly bracket. Every open bracket must have corresponding closing bracket. Program is a collection of instructions. So to indicate that this is the end of the instruction should be terminated with one symbol, semicolon. Your paragraph is a collection of sentences. Am I correct? In English, if you write any paragraph is a collection of sentences. To indicate that this sentence is ended here, we use a full stop. Am I correct? Full stop will indicate that sentence is over here. Next sentence is going to be started now. That full stop is going to indicate that meaning. So in C program, every statement must terminate with one special symbol called as semicolon symbol. These are the general rules. I will violate one rule. Every open bracket must contain corresponding closing bracket. Wantedly I removed this. Sir, wantedly I remove this. Now observe that. So I have submitted my program to the compiler. Now compiler is shouting, hello boss, some error occurred. Expected declaration specifier or before opening token. This opening token, what is a token also we'll discuss. So before this open curly bracket, something happened. Can you please cross check? So can you please observe that, sir, before this opening curly bracket, what is missed? Closing parenthesis missed. So your compiler is going to report such kind of errors. Sir, suppose remove this one also. Can you please remove this one also? Printf, can you please do the mistake in spelling also? So many errors wantedly I am doing. Now have a look once. So still it is saying that 1 minute. So still it is saying that first you please rectify this. Now rectify. Now have a look once. What is saying that somewhere semicolon is missing. And some different type of error, another expected declaration or statement at the end of the input. Before printf statement, this semicolon is missing, like it is showing. So before this printf statement, somewhere something is missing. It is nothing but semicolon. So whenever if you do not follow rules of the C programming language while writing the program, don't worry, your compiler is going to list out all the errors what you did in the program. Those type of errors are nothing but syntax errors. So in computer language, generally error is nothing but bug. Clear, right? Error is nothing but bug. Removing the errors. Sir, removing the errors from the program. Identifying and removing the corresponding errors from the program is nothing but a debugging. Sir, is nothing but a debugging. Let me explain one more time. In Telugu. So మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా సి లాంగ్వేజ్ ని యూస్ చేసి ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసేటప్పుడు సి లాంగ్వేజ్ కి సంబంధించి కొన్ని రూల్స్ ఉంటాయి. మీరు తెలుగులో కావచ్చు, ఇంగ్లీష్లో కావచ్చు, ఒక పారాగ్రాఫ్ రాసేటప్పుడు కంపల్సరీ ఆ లాంగ్వేజ్ కి సంబంధించిన గ్రామర్ ఫాలో అవ్వకపోతే మీ టీచర్ ఎలా అయితే మీకు రెడ్ పెన్ తో పలానా చోట నువ్వు మిస్టేక్ చేసావని ఒక అండర్లైన్ చేస్తుందో, ఇక్కడ కూడా ఒక టీచర్ ఉంటారు. ఎవరా టీచర్? ఎవరు? కంపైలర్ ఈజ్ యువర్ టీచర్. సో at the time of writing the programs, if you do not follow the grammar of C language, syntax of the C language, your teacher will underline with a red pen. Who is that teacher? Compiler. Compiler is going to list out the errors what you did in the program, and those errors are nothing but syntax errors. Now is the point was clear for everyone? Now what are the types of errors? What are the types of errors? You know, generally syntax errors we will be having. Next one, logical errors we have, and runtime errors we have. Syntax errors, logical errors, runtime errors. Sir, these are the three types of errors. These are the commonly occurred errors in our program. Syntax errors are raised by syntax errors. About syntax errors, who will report about syntax error? Anyone tell me? Who will list out? Who will list out syntax errors in your program? Anyone tell me? మీ ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో మీరు సింటాక్టికల్ మిస్టేక్స్ చేస్తే మీకు ఎవరు చెప్తారు? That is the question. Compiler is going to tell you. Now the question is, who will list out all your logical errors? Who will list out all logical errors in your program? Nobody. Nobody. Sir, who will report all your runtime errors? Nobody. Nobody is going to report. Hello Pawan, you did one mistake, logic mistake at line number 27. Nobody is going to specify like that. Hello boss, you did one mistake at runtime, you should not do like this, you should not repeat the same error. Like nobody is going to report. So logical errors, runtime errors, on our own we have to find out, we have to resolve. Logical errors, runtime errors, we have to find out, we have to resolve. Now you may have a small confusion. Sir, we don't know what is a logical error, we don't know what is a runtime error. Can you please brief me so that we can understand what is a logical error and what is a runtime error? Like if you ask me one program, I will demonstrate, but don't ask me what I am writing. Just have a look once, that's it. But don't ask me what I am writing. Int x equals to 10, x comma y, printf, enter any two values. So very soon you are going to write the program like this also, but it requires some time. %d, comma, ampersand x, comma, ampersand y. Now printf %d plus %d equals to %d, comma, a, comma, b, comma, right. Now return 0. Now don't respond anyone. So write a program to print the result of addition of two numbers. So what is this program? Write a program for to print the result. WAP means write a program to print the result of addition of two numbers. Now it is a C program. Now what is the mistake? Incompatible type. Sorry. So here I have to write x comma y comma x star y, but I did a small mistake. Now have a look once. Enter any two values, 10, 20. Now tell me everyone what you are expecting. 10 plus 20 equals to 30. Am I correct or not? You are going to expect the same output or not? Ten plus 20 equals to 30, but unfortunately you got instead of 30 200. Your mind will be blocked. Sir, I wrote the program for addition of two number. Why this program is giving like 200? I didn't understand. I will run my program once again. 5, 8. 5 plus 8 actually 13. This time I got 40. Okay. Means that we came to know that maybe in my program somewhere I did a mistake. I did one mistake. What is the mistake? Logical mistake. Sir, instead of addition, what you did actually, sir, you have used a star symbol, product symbol. Sir, this will come under which type of error? Is it a wrong doing multiplication according to the C language? Anyone tell me? Is it a mistake according to the C language multiplying two numbers? Is it a mistake? Anyone respond? Multiplying two numbers is a mistake in C language? No. So it is not a syntax error. It is not a syntax error. At a runtime, did I performed any mistake at runtime? While giving the data, did I provided any wrong data? Did I provided any wrong data at runtime? No. So there is no scope for syntax error. It is not a runtime error also. Okay. At the time of developing the program, I did a mistake. I did one small mistake. Instead of addition symbol, by mistake, I used the multiplication. Logic, you did one mistake. So you did one logical mistake. While writing the logic for your program, you did one mistake. Instead of the addition symbol, by mistake, you used the star symbol. Am I correct or not? So still, if you are having any confusion with one more example I will tell you. Sir, int balance in the account 10,000 rupees. 10,000 rupees withdraw amount. Now printer, enter amount to withdraw. Enter withdraw amount. Otherwise, enter how much amount you want to withdraw. How much amount you want to withdraw from your account. But don't ask me what I am writing. You may not understand right now. Just wait for 1 week. Everything you can understand. Now, do you know what operation I want to perform? From my account, I want to withdraw 500 rupees or 1000 or 7,000 or 5,000 or 6,000. I want to withdraw. Now, assume withdraw operation is over. Assume withdraw operation is over. So my ATM machine is saying that please collect your cash of rupees. Please collect your cash of rupees. Sir, please collect your cash of rupees, this much amount. Now after taking my amount, what I have to do? The balance has to be updated or not? The balance has to be updated. So by mistake, balance plus withdraw amount. Now observe that after withdraw operation, sir, after withdraw operation, your balance is updated to %d comma balance. Now let me run so that you will get much clarity. Everybody, can you please respond? Initially, how much amount I am having in my account? Respond everyone. Initially, how much amount I am having? 10,000 rupees. Am I correct? 10,000 rupees I am having. Now from that, I want to withdraw. Just I want to withdraw 500 only. Just I want to withdraw 500 only. So I have to get, please collect your cash of rupees 500. After withdraw operation, your balance must be updated to 9,500 I am expecting. Unfortunately, please collect your cash of rupees 500. After withdraw operation, the bank has given bumper bonanza to me, 500 rupees added to my account. This bank, where it is located, I want to know. Immediately I want to open one new account, because for withdraw operation, your amount must be debited, but it is credited. So your amount must be deducted from your balance. I think it is a excellent bank. It is going to add some amount to your account. If any bank will work like this, they are going to put a IP petition very soon. Now tell me, Do you understand what is the problem? Do you understand what is the problem? At a runtime with input, there is no problem. At a runtime with input, there is no problem. Internally, while writing the logic for withdraw operation, you did a mistake. Logically, you did a mistake. You have to subtract, but unfortunately, you have added withdraw amount. Now, everybody, are you comfortable with what is logical error? Now, tell me, everyone, what is a logical error? Now, can we do one more program for understanding purpose? Just for understanding purpose, one more program. Int x comma y. One more program to understand that. Enter any two values. Enter any two values. Scanf something like some percentage d, like percentage d. Now, do you know, I want to print the division result. So, result of division, comma, x divided by y. So, result of division I want to print. Now, if I run this program, I have given 25, denominator 5. Excellent. Result of division 5. There is no syntactical mistake, no logical mistake, no runtime mistake also. Okay, let me run one more time. So 10 denominator 5, 10 divided by 5, result of division 2. So even in this case also, no syntactical mistake, no logical mistake, no runtime mistake. Now let me run one more time the program. Now 69 divided by 0. Now anyone tell me, is it possible to divide a number with 0? Is it possible to divide a number with 0? It is impossible. It is impossible. You are going to get infinity. But C compiler do not know what is the value of infinity. Then it is going to hands up. Then it is going to be hands up. I can't do anything. At a runtime, you have given some value, denominator as 0. I can't do anything. So you are not going to get any relevant output also. So if anybody will ask me, sir, can you please tell me at least one drawback of C programming language, like, if anybody will ask me, at a runtime, sir, what type of mistake? First of all, anyone tell me, is it a syntactical mistake, logical mistake, runtime mistake? Anyone? Is it syntactical mistake? According to C language, providing 0, is it a mistake? According to the C language, who said that? C language will accept 0, 1, 2, 3, every number it will accept. So is there any logical mistake? No, because this is the symbol for division only. There is no logical mistake at all. At a runtime, you did one mistake. You are not supposed to provide denominator value 0, but you have provided that. But at a runtime, when something went wrong, C language can't handle that situation. Runtime lo ఏదైనా తప్పిదం జరిగితే, runtime లో ఏదైనా ఎర్రర్ జనరేట్ అయితే, C language runtime errors ని హ్యాండిల్ చేసేంత కెపాసిటీ ఉండదు. But whereas in Java, in Python, we can handle error occurred at a runtime with a concept called exception handling. What is the concept? Exception handling concept. So with that, we can make our program as a robust program. Robust. What is robust? At the time of Python classes and Java classes, we will discuss. Now, I just want to tell you what are the various types of error. Now tell me, everyone, are you comfortable with what type of errors? The story, everyone got the idea? Logical errors. These type of errors These type of errors are occurred due to the logic due to mistake in logic. Due to the mistake in logic, these types of errors are occurred due to the mistake while writing the logic. Now these type of errors occurred at a runtime, maybe due to the input given by the user, maybe due to the input given by the user. Now just a few minutes we will recollect the points what we covered in the last session. Very briefly we are going to see the history of C language. Now everyone tell me, who is the father of C language? Who is the father who developed the C language? Dennis M. Ritchie. In which year it was released into the market? In the year 1972. After thorough study, 1972 it was released into the market. Now very briefly we will discuss. So you know, Dennis Ritchie is working in which company? He is an employee of AT&T Bell Laboratories located in the United States of America. Actually this company is very famous for so many inventions. This company is famous for so many inventions like a telephone, like transistors, lasers, satellites, communication satellites, and also solar cells, etc. So many things are invented by this company called AT&T Bell Laboratories. It is actually a MNC company, multinational company. In the year 1961 what happened? Sir, 3 MNCs like MIT, General Electronics, and this Bell Laboratories, they started one project. They want to develop one operating system. They want to develop one operating system which will be a multitasking operating system, and they named that operating system as a Multix. Sir, what is a Multix? Multiplex information and computing service. So Bell Laboratories ఇంకొక 2 కంపెనీస్ తో కలిసి 1961 లో ఒక ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ డిజైన్ చేద్దాం. మల్టీ టాస్కింగ్ అయి ఉండాలి. మల్టీ టాస్కింగ్ అంటే doing multiple jobs at a time. That operating system should support doing multiple jobs. Sir, what is a multiple job? Now I am typing something by using editor software. I can open my Google Chrome browser and I can check my Gmail. At the same time I can open some Paint, I can draw something. At a time I can do this operation. At a time in my computer I can listen music, I can watch the video, I can draw something, I can do some PowerPoint presentation, I can type. All these tasks I can do at a time, no problem, because my Windows operating system will provide support for doing multiple jobs. అంటే n టాస్క్స్ ని ఒకేసారి పెర్ఫామ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఒకేసారి మీరు మ్యూజిక్ వింటూ, వీడియో చూస్తూ, ఒక ఫైల్ ని డౌన్లోడ్ చేస్తూ, ఏదో ఒకటి టైప్ చేసుకుంటూ, పెయింట్ చేస్తూ, అన్ని జాబ్స్ ని సైమల్టేనియస్ గా చేయాలంటే ఓఎస్ మీకు సపోర్ట్ చేయాలి. సో ఇలాంటి ఒక ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలని 3 కంపెనీస్ కలిపి ఒక పెద్ద ప్రాజెక్ట్ స్టార్ట్ చేసింది. ఈ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ పేరేంటి? దే వాంట్ టు నేమ్ దట్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ యాజ్ ఏ మల్టిక్స్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్. సో బెల్ లాబొరేటరీస్ invested huge amount and manpower. Bell Laboratories invested huge amount and manpower. In the year 1968, Bell Laboratory withdraw from the project. Bell Laboratory completely withdraw their support. So Bell people withdraw their support from the project, withdraw their support from the project. What is the reason? Almost they worked for 7 years, but the project was not completed. It didn't get any final shape also. How long it will take to complete the project? No idea. 7 సంవత్సరాలు కష్టపడ్డా ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఒక షేప్ లోకి రాలేదు, ఒక ఫైనల్ షేప్ రాలేకపోతుంది. ఇంకెన్ని సంవత్సరాలు కష్టపడాలి, ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ మీద ఇన్ని సంవత్సరాలు కష్టపడడం టైం వేస్ట్ అనుకొని, సో బెల్ పీపుల్ విత్డ్రా దేర్ సపోర్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ ప్రాజెక్ట్. నౌ ఆల్ ద ఎంప్లాయీస్ ఫ్రమ్ బెల్ లాబొరేటరీస్ working on the project, they came back and again they joined in the Bell Laboratories. All the people till now from the 7 years who are working on this project, either 1969, okay, maybe it's a mistake from my end, maybe in 1969. So they withdraw their support from this project, and all the computer scientists and employees of Bell Laboratories who worked on the project, they came back to their mother company called AT&T Bell Laboratories. Now among them, one person is Ken Thompson, another person is Dennis M. Ritchie, and so many few members are there. So they want to develop one operating system. They gained much knowledge in the span of 8 years. 8 సంవత్సరాలు మల్టిక్స్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ లో పనిచేయటం వల్ల వచ్చిన నాలెడ్జ్ తో ఏం డిసైడ్ చేశారు, మనమే ఎందుకు ఒక ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ డిజైన్ చేయకూడదు, మన కంపెనీ తరపున మనం కూడా ఒక ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ డిజైన్ చేద్దాం, షార్ట్ స్పాన్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ లో చేయొచ్చు అని చెప్పి ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ ని టేకప్ చేశారు. అండ్ ఫైనల్లీ దే సక్సీడెడ్ ఇన్ డెవలపింగ్ వన్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అండ్ దే నేమ్డ్ దట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ యాజ్ ఏ యునిక్స్, యూనిప్లెక్స్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అండ్ కంప్యూటింగ్ సర్వీస్. వాట్ ఈస్ దట్? యూనిప్లెక్స్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అండ్ కంప్యూటింగ్ సర్వీస్, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ యూనిటాస్కింగ్ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్. It can't support to perform multiple jobs at a time. It can't support, and ఈ ఆపరేటింగ్ సిస్టమ్ లో మల్టిపుల్ జాబ్స్ ని ఒకేసారి అయితే చేయలేం, వన్ ఆఫ్టర్ అనదర్ మాత్రమే చేయగలం. సో ఇట్ కాంట్ సపోర్ట్ మల్టీ టాస్కింగ్, ఇట్ విల్ సపోర్ట్ ఓన్లీ యూనిటాస్కింగ్. దెన్ they want to change this operating system from unitasking to multitasking. Later they want to change this unitasking operating system, which is called as Unix to multitasking operating system. For that they have chosen assembly level language. Assembly language they have chosen. At some point all the people who involved in the project, their mind was got struck. Actually they don't know how to proceed. At the beginning they have chosen assembly language to convert this from unitasking to the multitasking operating system. At somewhere they were stuck. So finally they came to know that we have selected a wrong choice. Assembly language is not a correct language to do this task. Now the people started searching which language is the best one. At that time in the market there is a very famous language is there. So basic combined programming language, so BCPL, basic combined programming language is there. They want to select this language to shift the unitasking operating system to multitasking operating system. But finally Ken Thompson suggested, boss, don't select this operating system, we will develop our own language. And Ken Thompson successfully developed one language called B language. So with all features of BCPL, with some additional feature, Ken Thompson developed one language called B language. So మనం BCPL సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటే రాంగ్ స్టెప్ అవుతుంది. ఈ రాంగ్ స్టెప్స్ ఆల్రెడీ ఒకసారి వేసేసాం అసెంబ్లీ లెవెల్ లాంగ్వేజ్ తో, మనమే ఎందుకు మన లాంగ్వేజ్ డెవలప్ చేయకూడదని B లాంగ్వేజ్ తో స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామని డిసైడ్ చేసుకున్నారు. బట్ ఫైనల్లీ అగైన్ దే కేమ్ టు నో దట్ ఈవెన్ B language is also not efficient. Even B language is also not efficient to do this task. Then our hero Dennis M. Ritchie developed one language which is nothing but NB language, new B language. So he provided solution for every problem occurred in the B language to develop unitasking operating system as a multitasking operating system. Whatever required, all the features he implemented in this language, and he named that language as a new B language. So, but before releasing into the market in the year 1972, they released that language with the name called C language. It was renamed as C language. Once C language was released into the market, then after this Unix was renamed as Unix, and the total operating system was redesigned. The total operating system was redesigned by using C language. By using C language. Now tell me, everyone got the idea about the history of C language? Do you understand the point, each and everyone? Now the next thing. Sir, how to start C programming? Is there any particular order is there? Can you please let me know? Can we have any particular order? Can we have any particular order to practice or to learn C programming language? Like, if you ask me, then I will ask you another question. If anybody will ask me, sir, can we have any procedure, any steps to be followed to learn C programming language? Can you please tell me the step-by-step procedure? Like, if you ask me one question, immediately I will ask you another question. At your childhood, how did you practice your English? How did you learn the English language? చిన్నప్పుడు మీరు ఇంగ్లీష్ లాంగ్వేజ్ ఎలా నేర్చుకొని ఉంటారు? మేబీ అట్ కిండర్ గార్డెన్, at LKG, UKG level, your teacher has given lot of practice to you to make you comfortable with alphabets. Am I correct or not? Sir, alphabets up to first class, maybe up to LKG, UKG, ABCD we practiced several times throughout 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Once you are thorough with alphabets, then your teacher make you to write some small words by combining alphabets. By combining alphabets, small words you can frame by arranging the alphabets. Then after, sir, once if you are comfortable with the small grammar, if you know the grammar of English language, then with the grammar and words, if you arrange them, the words by following the grammar, if you arrange them in a particular order, you can form a sentence. When you are able to write one sentence, collection of sentences is nothing but a paragraph. Sir, when you are capable to write one paragraph, you can write a story also, you can write even a poem also, even you can write anything, in the English. Then you can announce confidently, yes, I am comfortable in English, I can do anything and I can write anything. Now tell me, what is the purpose of joining this course, everyone? Sir, what is the purpose? Sir, I want to write at least one program on my own. This is ultimately every student's agenda who joined this course. Everyone's ultimate agenda is, sir, we have to write programs on our own. Am I correct or not? Am I correct or not? This is everyone's agenda. I want to write one program on my own without anyone's support. I want to write some coding part on my own. So what is your agenda here? Program, right? So anyone tell me, what is a program? Anyone tell me, what is a program? Correct. Paragraph is a collection of sentences. Paragraph is a group of sentences. Sir, our program is a collection of instructions, set of instructions. Am I correct or not? Set of instructions. So same order, in which order you have practiced your English language, you have to follow the same. So before you are writing any one instruction or number of instruction, you should familiar with the grammar. Sir, in the grammar part, in computer field, we can call it as a syntax. We can't call it as a grammar. Actually, we should not call it as a grammar. For every programming language, certain rules we have to follow very strictly while writing either one instruction or group of instruction, which is nothing but a syntax. Now, how many alphabets you are having in your English? Usually, how many alphabets? Tell me the number. Correct. 26 alphabets we are having. Now, in C language, there is a part called character set. In the place of alphabets, sir, in the place of alphabets, you should have to start your learning C programming with a character set. Once if you are comfortable with the character set, once if you are comfortable with the character set, once if you are comfortable with the character set, then you are supposed to write identifier, constants. You should know keywords. You should know what is meant by data types. Then after some part of syntax, then after instruction, then group of instructions is a program. Now observe very carefully, variable and everything we are going to discuss. Just for comparison sake only. Variables will come under this part only, identifier part only. Don't worry. I will cover beyond your expectation. I will cover everything. Now, with what we are supposed to start our learning C programming? Character set. Am I correct? Character set. Sir, do you know what is a character set? Everybody knows this part. You are not required to learn character set separately. Tell me anyone in which language we will write programs in C? Teluguna, Tamila, Englisha, Kannadama, Malayalama. Which language we use to develop programs in C language? If you want to write any program in C, which language we use to follow? English. That's it. So our C language supports capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, small a to small z. Sir, our C language supports alphabets. C language supports alphabets, both lowercase alphabets and also uppercase alphabets. C language will support. Alphabets is a part of the character set. Alphabets is a part of the character set. Now, not only these alphabets C language will support, even digits also. Even digits also. 0 to 9 in our mathematics. To frame a number, any number, to frame a number. Suppose if somebody will ask me to give an example of number 278. In the number, everything is a digit. Sir, this digit is in the range of 0 to 9, 0 to 9, 0 to 9. So, with digits, we can make up numbers. With digits, we can make up numbers. Clear, right? Right? Everything I will cover. Don't ask me anything while the session is going on. So, digits, it is going to support. Not only this, C language will support some special symbols. Which symbols? Full stop, comma, semicolon, colon, single quote, double quotes, open curly bracket, closing curly bracket, open parenthesis, closing parenthesis, hash symbol, at the rate of symbol, exclamatory mark. In your keyboard, whatever symbols are there, every symbol it will recognize. Don't worry. But out of these symbol, some symbols we are going to use in every program. In every program, from these list of symbols, some of the symbol we are going to use in every program compulsory. So C language will provide the support for special symbols also. Now finally, space, white space characters. Sir, what is mean by white space character? To separate one word from another word, we will use one single space. No, sir, I want some extra space. We use one tab character. One tab equals to 8 spaces. No, sir, I want to see them in separate lines. You have to split them into two separate lines. We can call it as a new line character. Maybe you have some confusion about white space character. All these things we will discuss very clearly at the time of programming. So single space character, tab character, new line character, all these things will come under a white space character. If you are thorough with all these things, your LKG, UKG is completed. Your LKG and UKG in learning C program is completed. Character set is over. Boss, character set is over. Now tell me, what is the character set of C language? Alphabets, digits, special symbols, white space character, etc., etc. Now one small example we will cover. Then we are going to understand what is an identifier. What is an identifier? Very important thing. What is an identifier? Before understanding what is an identifier, I will ask you one normal question. Why do we write a program? Why do we write a program? Generally, what is the purpose of writing a program? Like if somebody will ask you in the interview, why do we write a program? You have to answer them to process the data. The program may be a banking application. The program may be a housing loan application. The program may be a movie application. The program may be a gaming application or anything. Program or application, interchangeable words, don't worry at all. So to process the data, usually we will write a program. Sir, for example, if it is a banking program, what is the data? Your account number is the data. Customer name is the data. Customer Aadhaar number is the data. Balance in your account is the data. Your phone number is the data. For a school level application, student name is the data. Father name is the data. Student roll number is the data. Marks obtained by the student is the data. Grade obtained by the student is the data. So generally, if somebody will ask you, why do we write a program? Answer them to process the data. Sir, what is the processing? Immediately you may ask one doubt, what is the processing? I want to perform withdraw operation. I want to perform withdraw operation. Amount in your account to be debited with withdraw amount. Is it not a processing? విత్డ్రా ఆపరేషన్ అయిపోయాక నీ అకౌంట్ లో ఉన్న బ్యాలెన్స్ కి నువ్వు ఎంత అమౌంట్ విత్డ్రా చేసావో అంత అమౌంట్ ఏం చేయాలి? సబ్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయాలి. ఈజ్ ఇట్ నాట్ ప్రాసెసింగ్ ద డేటా? ఎస్, ఇట్ ఈస్ ప్రాసెసింగ్. సార్, I inserted my ATM card in the ATM machine. Just I have given some notes like 500 notes in the ATM machine I inserted. So it took the 500s and it deposited 1000 rupees in my account. So my account has to be updated with another 1000 rupees. So to process this operation, we are supposed to write some code. So why do we write a program? To process the data. Now the next question. Sir, generally, where do we store the data? Where do we store the data? To store the data in every computer, we have some memory. Am I correct or not? Data will be stored somewhere in the memory. Sir, data will be stored somewhere in the memory. So let me open some Excel sheet. Let me open some Excel sheet. So this total sheet, observe very carefully. Sir, this is the total sheet. In every sheet, it is nothing but one cell. It is called as a cell. So Excel sheet is a collection of cells. So you have to assume that your memory also looks like the same. Your memory is also collection of so many memory blocks. Sir, they are collection of so many memory blocks. So your memory is a collection of so many memory blocks. Suppose for an application, I have given 101 is the roll number, student of a roll number. Sir, for a program, I have given some input. what is the number, roll number of a student? A program asked me. I have given 101 is the roll number. Then this 101 data is going to be stored somewhere in the memory block. This 101 data is usually, it will be stored by computer somewhere in the empty memory block. Now my question is, in the program I have a requirement. I want to calculate the grade obtained by the student whose roll number is 101. Before calculating the grade obtained by student from the memory block, what is required? Roll number is required. Before you are going to calculate the grade or average or total marks of a student, what is required? Data is required from the memory block. Data is required from the memory block. So to perform any operation upon the data stored in the memory block, how can I get that data from the memory block to the program? నేను డేటాని ప్రోగ్రామ్ కి ఇన్పుట్ గా ఇచ్చినప్పుడు కంప్యూటరు ఇంటర్నల్ గా ఏ సెల్ అయితే ఖాళీగా ఉంటుందో ఆ మెమరీ సెల్ లో నా డేటాని స్టోర్ చేసింది. ఓకే, ఇంతవరకు బానే ఉంది. బట్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో ఎప్పుడైనా నేను ఆ డేటా మీద ఏదైనా ఒక ఆపరేషన్ చేయాలని అనుకుంటే, that operation may be addition operation, that operation may be calculating the grade, that operation may be subtraction, that operation may be whether the number is even number or not. If I want to perform any operation, how it is possible to fetch the data, from the memory block into the program? Is the computer is going to provide any information? Hello Pawan, I have stored your data at some memory block. Whenever if you want, go and get your data from that memory block. Like his computer is going to shout? Is the computer is going to shout like this? So it is not possible. It is not possible. Then what should we do? Within the program we will write like this: roll number equals to 101. Roll number equals to 101. So it is an instruction. This instruction is specifying that, hello Pawan, or hello computer, when you want to store this kind of data anywhere in the memory block, if you want to store that data in this empty memory block, don't worry, anywhere you can store, I don't have any objection. But for your kind information, wherever you are going to store that data, for that memory block, can you please assign that name called RNO? So whenever if I want this data in my program, simply I can call RNO, so that 101 data will come to my program. So what is the moral of the story? The moral is, while writing the programs, certain times we are supposed to name some elements. Those named elements are nothing but identifiers. Clear, right? ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసేటప్పుడు చాలా ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఉంటాయి. కొన్ని ఎలిమెంట్స్ కి తప్పనిసరి పరిస్థితుల్లో మన అవసరానికి తగ్గట్టుగా కొన్ని ఎలిమెంట్స్ కి మనం నేమ్ ఇవ్వాల్సిన పరిస్థితి ఉంటుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వేరియబుల్, arrays, structures, functions, etc. For these elements we are supposed to assign a name. Those named elements are nothing but identifiers, right?